certainly was a spectacle on the National Mall on Thursday as thousands turned out to witness President Trump's Salute to America speech. In the speech, the president flexed the country's military might and celebrated the story of America, calling it the greatest political journey in human history. RT's Michelle Greenstein has a recap.
Throughout the 4th of July, much of the corporate media coverage has been focused on whether or not U.S. President Donald Trump would be making his remarks along party lines.
Our 4th of July celebrations on the Mall should be nonpartisan.
A celebration that's usually seen as non-political.
The traditionally nonpartisan event is being hijacked by Team Trump.
Politicizing the holiday.
Democrats slammed the president for turning the nation's birthday into a campaign event.
Every time he can sort of rise above it and be presidential, he turns it to a political speech, and so he can't control himself.
Was Trump going to be partisan, or was he going to stick to the script? Well, he stuck to the script, speaking from behind bulletproof glass and to the occasional chant of USA, USA. The president spoke of what he called the most virtuous republic ever conceived.
It is the spirit, daring and defiance, excellence and adventure, courage and confidence, loyalty and love that built this country into the most exceptional nation in the history of the world, and our nation is stronger today than it ever was before.
The speech included a list of U.S. citizens and groups whom his speechwriters saw fit to mention and praise. This included the police, ICE, and Border Patrol, but also Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King Jr., and the women's suffrage movement. And as for the corporate media, well, they shifted from preemptively criticizing the president for politicizing the holiday to criticizing the event's militaristic tone.
Pomp, pageantry, and armored tanks.
Well, one of the most unprecedented things the president did was make this speech next to military equipment and next to military leaders. Critics say that this is the stuff of dictators.
I'm just troubled about the militaristic tone of this whole thing. I frankly didn't need all the militaristic displays of might. I think it's just, again, not who we are as a country.
I thought this was about ideals, and now we've made it about the military.
Indeed, the celebration was very much about the military. It included Apache helicopters, F-22 Raptors, F-35 fighter jets, a B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, and the Navy's Blue Angels. Even Air Force One conducted a flyover overhead. All this while President Trump spoke right next to some tanks. But you'd think that after all that talk about how it'd be wrong for the president to make the 4th into a partisan event, that the corporate media would be pleased to see all this militaristic fanfare. After all, what could be more bipartisan in this country than military spending? In Washington, Michelle Greenstein, RT.